Hey guys, Taylor with GammaEdge here, coming at you with a quick morning call status for November 28th, 2023. Theme of the day is a continuation update on the tick, but market structure is weakening. So looking at Discord real quick, Paul has posted the morning calls, if then statements in the Discord. Feel free to check those out. Moving on to the tick real quick. Yes, here we have this is the TIG US model, longer term moving average ribbon. This is continuing to move higher. Looks like it's going to uninvert likely today unless we get some massive move lower. Do have railroad tracks higher. This is our kind of 1 to 3 day momentum indicator. That's just this short-term moving average line here. Then the cumulative tick itself, which is kind of our real-time intraday indicator. This is continuing to trend higher, but we are, stalling a little bit in terms of just upward progress we made yesterday relative to the day before, although I realized that was the day after Thanksgiving. So something to keep in mind here. Do we start to lose this, do we start to breach this moving average ribbon, which is kind of a sign to take profits if you have been long, or partial profits that is, and then, or do we see it kind of a chop sideways or continuation higher? And then obviously we want any kind of move there to be supported by the filter tick, which kind of registers significant buying or selling. So be cognizant of that. And then new lows, new highs have been consistently outpacing new lows, which kind of says that market breadth is somewhat decent in the market. Looking at the tick ARCX model, starting with the longer term ribbons, you'll see that the red short-term moving average ribbon is above the cyan longer-term moving average ribbon. So that kind of says in the short term we do have some momentum higher in the market. Railroad tracks again. This is the shorter moving average ribbon. These are trending higher, and the cumulative tick itself is trending higher. We are getting a little bit of a gap between the shorter term and longer term moving average ribbon, so something to be cognizant of. Doesn't mean that we're going to go lower, but maybe we're exhausted to the upside. No idea, but our signals are still turned on with continuation days higher. And that is where we then get into market structure. So what is market structure saying? So structure is weakening a little bit. Here we're looking at the SPXP. This is the PM settled complex. All expirations are turned on. You'll see that we closed right in the middle of the transition range today, which is 45.60, 45.45. Within this transition zone, it's more or less chop zone like we saw yesterday. Really nothing to do. We want to be acting outside of the transition zone, so that'd be above 45.60. Above 45.60, 4600 would be the target. We are both call dominated in the money and out of the money, so that is constructive. Means call speculators are in control. Below 45.45, target would be 45.20, as this is negative gex. Negative gex is the strike with the most negative gamma in the complex. The one black eye on this model is that COI, which is the strike with the largest call open interest, is below plus gex, which is the strike with the most positive gamma in the structure. In a perfect structure, COI is above plus gex, and plus gex is above spot price. So one thing that isn't right there, but all in all, things are still looking constructive here. Now let's go to so this is the SPX, this is the AM plus PM settled. We're going to go to the 0 DTE, which is today's expiration. You'll see that price is below transition zone. So we settled below the transition zone today. This is kind of inherently, I guess you can say, bearish, or it's not bullish. Bullish bulls want to get back above 45.60, and then 45.70 is plus gex. However, that did drop yesterday from 45.75, so that is not constructive. And then negative gex actually pushed up from 45.30, so this kind of says that, okay, overhead structure is weakening, meaning either calls are closed out or puts are being opened. And then underneath us, either speculative puts are being opened closer to the money or calls are being closed out. So either way, when I was kind of saying that structure is getting more, getting weaker, this is just what I mean. You can start to see more red net deltas, which means that put delta is dominating at that strike on a net basis. So we're starting to see that more within the structure. So again, this is something to be cognizant of today. But if we're able to break above 45.60, likely tick is performing well too. Then 45.70, then 4600 to the upside. Those would kind of be the targets that we are looking at. And then to the downside, first stop is 45.35, which is negative gex. Looking at the 1 DTE structure. 1 DTE structure is right here. yeah, I just kind of like to look at this to kind of see, okay, what are people thinking one day out? This becomes more important as we get further into today's session when people start doing so much 0DTE, focus more on 1DTE. And you can see that through our volume commands where we can track kind of volume throughout the day by the various expirations. Anyways, what this is saying is it's becoming mixed below spot price, which means, you know, in the money calls, out of the money puts, kind of having a little bit of a battle here. That's been a shift from what we have been seeing, which has been in the money call dominated there. Above us still looks fairly constructive with calls, out of the money call speculators winning that. Again, no transition here, 45.55, 45.50. Plus GEX and COI are both at 4,600. So going back to the 0DT, if we're able to break above transition, then perhaps 4,600 could develop into a target. Potentially we see some intraday strike targeting at 4,600, then maybe we do get a move there. Yeah, to the downside, don't have a ton to say right now. 45.50 is negative GEX. 4,500, this is a key psychological level, key liquidity level on all time frames. So, you know, if we really start to get kind of a waterfall lower, that would be a natural target. Looking at the culmination of this week, so we have the 4 days left this week on. Looking at structure, again, kind of mixed. Puts are starting to show up just below spot price, above spot price, 45.75, 4,600. These are kind of key levels built out here. The transition zone is same as 0DTE, 45.20. Downside, then you have 4,500 key psych level, COI, et cetera. So with that, hopefully, you know, the analysis that we walked you guys through is clear. Tick is constructive to the upside. However, on the other side, you know, 0DTE this week isn't looking as constructive as it once was. So be cognizant of those levels that we went through, and yeah, we'll be in the Discord talking through it. So have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.